All right, guys, welcome to the Crawford County, Illinois Ghost Hunter Society. This is our live talk show, and this is episode number 48, guys. So it's going to be a good episode tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Been doing some investigations here and there, so definitely stay tuned. And got a little visitor in the back there. I know. Be careful and watch her for me, guys. But you can visit our website at crawfordcountyghosthunters.org. Check that out. If you guys have not seen our website, definitely check our website out. You can email us at illinoishauntings@gmail.com. Send us an email if you guys think you have any type of paranormal activity going on out there that you may be experiencing in your home or business, or send us a message right on our Facebook page. We'll try to get back with you as soon as possible regarding that. And we try to, look at all emails, answer all emails that we find, interesting that might have legitimate paranormal activity going on. So, be patient. If you send us an email or a message on our page, we'll get back with you as soon as we can regarding that. We've got a lot of investigations lined up. So thank you guys. And you can check out our Facebook page, which I'm sure you're probably watching from there. It's facebook.com/Crawford County Ghost Hunters, but we also dual stream to YouTube, guys. So if you're out there in YouTube land, it's youtube.com/Crawford County Ghost Hunters. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel too. We're going to be doing a lot more on YouTube probably within the next year in 2022. This upcoming year, we're going to do a lot of more streaming to YouTube and different platforms, which we're actually going to talk about tonight. So Instagram. Check out our Instagram page, guys, at Instagram/Crawford County Ghost Hunters. Give us a follow on there. Our phone number, as always, if you want to contact us by phone, is 1-312-572-9811. If you want to check us out on any of our social media sites or give us a call, please feel free. Music tonight, as always, is by the Midnight Syndicate. All rights reserved, used with permission. So check out their page, guys, at midnightsyndicate.com. They got some cool, scary sounding music. You can check them out on Spotify as well as YouTube. They've got it on about all platforms. So check out the Midnight Syndicate. They just released some new stuff, I believe, here recently that I may be playing on the show here in the near future. So we've also got my co-host with me here tonight. If I can jump her in here, and I'm not sure what's going on down that bottom screen. I'm kind of scared to throw her in there. But so we got Sophia on here tonight, and okay, it's a rabbit. I didn't know what was going on down
there. Hi.
So we got Sophia and her pet rabbit here tonight, guys. So I'm not sure how this is going to go.
You have your creepy doll, and I have my pet rabbit to protect me from the creepy doll.
Okay, yeah. You see my creepy doll in the background?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I figured that's what was going on. I don't know if that rabbit will protect you from the evil that this doll can unleash.
This is my emotional safety rabbit.
Yeah, your emotional support doll.
My emotional support rabbit.
That's funny. All right, guys. As always, we've got Sophie, my new co-host, here with me. She's been doing a lot of paranormal investigations with me here lately. She's also a team member, and we've been going out to a lot of locations in the area and hitting them because she's kind of new to this. So I'm showing her some of the locations we've hit before, and she's been doing pretty good. So
I'm getting better at being in the dark.
Yeah, she was scared of the dark, and she's kind of getting over that. So she has a 90,000 lumen flashlight though, and she lights it up and like burns my retinas. But anyway, guys, welcome to the show tonight. We're going to be talking about, some of the stuff we're going to be doing in the upcoming year as well tonight. And you definitely do not want to miss like our January 3rd talk show, I believe it is. That's going to be our first talk show of the year. And we are going to be talking about everything that we have done in 2021, like all of our investigations. So it's kind of going to be like the year in review. And you guys definitely want to tune in for that January 3rd show. It'll be the first Monday show, after the new year. It's going to be, again, we go live with our talk shows on the first and third Monday. And that will be our first show of the new year. So we're going to review 2021, and we've got some crazy moments to go back and review and share and talk about. So it's going to be an awesome show on January 3rd. That's going to be our New Year's show. I've got a bunch of people still on here. Write that on your calendars because We're going to talk about everything we done and all the mishaps, the bloopers, the drama, the the ghosts, the hauntings, everything. So it's going to be a cool show, guys. Um, but we're going to go straight into tonight. Trying to get everyone's comments up on the screen. Maybe. Can you see them too, Sophie?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like we got a full house tonight. We got a lot of people anyway.
Hi, everybody.
I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. So I'm going to start out talking about some of our investigations we've done, and then what we're going to do tonight is we're going to like totally answer all of your guys' questions. You know, anything you want to ask me or her or anybody on our team, you know, if I might be able to answer it for them. We're going to do like a question answer session tonight with the audience, and we're going to let you guys pick the topic tonight. You know, who knows where we're going to end up tonight with these discussions. So we're gonna let the audience actually decide what we talk about and what type of paranormal, you know, topics you guys want to discuss tonight. So, but we're gonna start out telling you guys a little bit about what happened to us real quick. Gosh, I don't even know where to start. What investigation
Well,
you think we got to start talking about here?
we've been on a lot recently. We have been on quite a few investigations, and honestly, I've been on to more cemeteries in the past month than I have my entire life. So that says something.
Right? Yeah, I think some of the good ones that we went to though. You know, we went to South Bend. We had some stuff happen at South Bend Cemetery where we captured some EVP activity right off the bat.
And I'm going to say
Again,
this flat out. I do not like South Bend Cemetery.
yeah, South Bend's pretty creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think.
We went to South Bend. We've been to Redford.
Redford
Redford.
Cemetery.
And then I've also been to the Bel Air Cemetery with Courtney. And then we went to 2 other cemeteries, but that night was just not giving me like the greatest energy when it came to like those other 2 cemeteries. And then we went to the Vincent Cemetery. And I believe we went to the one by the memorial. And then we went to the one by where I used to live down 33.
Yeah, definitely. Let's start out. Well, we went to it was called Memorial Cemetery in Vincennes.
I believe it was the we can just say it's the one by the cathedral and between the cathedral and the memorial.
Oh, you're talking about the old cemetery.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about the EVP we got at your. Do you want to talk about that? The one we got at your relations grave?
Oh yes. Okay. So basically, the one thing that really stands out to me with the EVP. So me and Jason, we were at my great grandma's her grave and my great grandpa's grave. And, you know, we were chatting it up with her and everything. And so we go back into the car and we listen to the EVP. And I will talk about the one thing that stands out the most to me is when you said, "Nice to meet you." And we heard, "Nice to meet you."
Yeah.
It felt like somebody was like, "Nice to meet you."
Yeah, it was pretty
And
weird.
it was so obvious, it was so blatant that it was insane. Now, a couple other things that I thought I heard was Yaya, which is my nickname from my grandma and my mom.
Right.
And oh man, I'd have to go back and listen to that EVP, but those are the 2 things that really stood out to me.
Sorry guys, I forgot to turn my light on. Now I'm like lit up and all white here, but um I'm still messing with my lighting and camera on this end. Like it's improving a little bit, but I live out in the middle of, I'm talking BFE here. So I have to do everything I can with these cameras to get them to work out here in internet service and signal. But yeah, we were recording at your relation's grave and we actually, picked up that really good EVP. And that was pretty cool. That was to start the night off there in Vincennes.
Yes, Aunt Marcy, your mom and dad.
What's that?
My Aunt Marcy's in the chat, who is related to my grandmother, and that's also her mom and dad who we're speaking to.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So to be clear, and with cemeteries, personally, I believe that you never know who you're truly talking to at the same time. because you are in a cemetery. And so
Right.
we did call out to Marceline and George. We did say we wanted to speak specifically with them, but once again, like, we just never know who is there, you know?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, cemeteries can be tricky. I mean, like she says, you could speak or try to speak with a relative, and you may get somebody next door here talking to you. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the whole ghost box thing.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, though, we got a really good EVP that we're pretty sure identified with her family, so that was a cool
Mm-hmm.
thing. And after that, we moved on to where did we go next? Up to the location.
Afterwards, we went to the battlegrounds. Not the battlegrounds,
Oh,
not Fort
Fort
Knox, but
Knox.
no, we went to not Fort Knox was third. The second one we went to was by the memorial, where
Oh, you're right.
the
You're right.
memorial and the cathedral. So
Yeah. Yeah, so we went to the old cemetery, which is by George Rogers Clark Memorial, guys. I don't know if you've been to Vincennes and you've seen that, but a lot of history there, a lot of people buried there, a lot of unmarked graves that aren't actually visible at the cemetery. And we went out there. We were trying to communicate with anything we could to, ITC sessions using the ghost box or the,
mm-hmm.
we even tried regular EVP sessions to communicate. We did get a few, some answers there, but not as good as like the other location we went to.
But the cat ball did turn on.
Hold on, I'm having problems over here on my end, computer wise. Hold on a second. That's wonderful.
Disgruntled Jason.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm having technical difficulties on my end. My computer just wanted to update Windows in the middle of my talk show, and I had to cancel it. So that would have been a catastrophe because that would have took about 2 hours. So we're good now. But yeah, we had the cat ball set up near a statue by the river. It's the Wabash River that's close to there.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a direction of travel from the ghost box. We asked it which direction to go, and it kind of told us. We went over toward the river. It also had mentioned the river, so we go over toward the river area, and we put the cat ball down. We had a ghost box running. We also had a mel meter set up, K2 meter, trying to get anything to interact with that. And we did have the cat ball light up by itself, for what it's worth. I don't know.
And then it never shut off.
Yeah, still not a huge fan of those things, but we've got some pretty intelligent, crazy responses at the Methodist Village with them regarding, answering questions and everything. So we're going to continue to research these light up activated balls that, light up LED collars, basically rainbow light collars, and it's motion activated or touch activated. So something can either, use vibration or touch to move this ball slightly to light these up. And we're trying to do, a lot of experiments with these. And I think you ordered some more, haven't you?
Yeah, I ordered 4 more.
4 more?
4 more.
Awesome. Yeah. So, that's going to be cool. We're going to use more of those. But yeah, we got some interesting stuff there at George Rogers Clark Memorial area there in Vincennes. And then we moved on to Fort Knox, right?
Mm-hmm. Then we went to Fort Knox, and Fort Knox was, in my opinion, pretty insane. It was pretty insane to me.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about it? Go ahead if you want to tell about it.
So before we went to Fort Knox, we were kind of looking at like the train tracks, right? And we kind of on the other side of the train tracks, at some point down the road, there were these 2 really creepy pumpkins. And they were fresh pumpkins, like new pumpkins, like not just spray painted on too. And they had these horrifying faces on them where one looked like it was but like blood, you know what I'm saying? There was like blood coming down his eyes. Yeah. And like bloodshot eyes.
But hey, that's not a very good joke there, but yeah, go ahead.
Jason's referring to I cried blood earlier, by the way, guys.
Yeah, we don't know what's wrong with her. We think she's possessed, but
but there was this other pumpkin. I mean, it was just really creepy. It was really weird that there were just randomly these 2 pumpkins just spray painted, just like in the middle of December. And then we kind of went down the road, and then we saw that it was private property, so we turned around, like good citizens, don't want a felony, don't want to get a trespassing ticket.
Yeah. I'm sorry, like I am having some major malfunctions over here. Like all my I'm gonna have to like shut something off here. All my Facebook messages are popping up on my screen now from my Facebook account, and it's flashing across my screen going crazy. I've never had this happen, and it will not stop. I even closed out of Facebook, and it's still continuing.
My
But
PC does that.
what's that?
My laptop does that.
Yeah, it's just going absolutely crazy. Probably because I just started my computer up this evening. I should have had it warmed up, but yeah, we encountered these pumpkins, and we were like looking for like this lady that had passed away on the train tracks. We were looking for this location where she had died, and we come across these two pumpkins. And I didn't had a chance to upload the pictures to these, but it's pretty creepy. I don't know if you can even show if you've got
I
another.
think maybe I can. I
Yeah,
have a
maybe
picture
she
of
can
them.
show you guys what these look like across her camera because. Like this is in the middle of, we're out of Halloween season now. I don't know why people had some scary pumpkins out here exactly where we wanted to go to see if this lady had passed away. There you go. There's one of
There's
them on a
one.
post that she's kind of showing you through her camera, guys. And there's the creepy looking one. Or is that
I personally think this one's the
yeah,
scariest one because it's got like blood and stuff on it. It's
yeah, that is pretty creepy.
looks like it got like ran over or something.
Yeah, it looks like it got ran over by a train, but
Yeah.
uh, we were out there. We tried to get some communication there, didn't. So we moved on to Fort Knox. Now, Fort Knox 2, that was a location there. And we told the history about it and read the sign and everything. So you guys can go back and watch, the history of Fort Knox 2 in the Vincennes, Indiana area. And definitely check that video out because at 11 minutes and I think
30
30
seconds.
seconds, yeah, into our Fort Knox 2 video, I was doing an ITC session with the Ghost Box trying to communicate. And I asked, I asked if you could give me the name of the fort. And plain as day across the Ghost Box, I mean, it says Fort Knox. And I had multiple people, listen to this and make sure it wasn't audio pareidolia, to make sure we weren't just hearing things. And I mean, 100% you can hear Fort Knox come across this ghost box, and I mean, just intelligent communication. We were hearing things out there. We heard at one point, I asked if there was anybody that could fire a rifle out there, or if there were any soldiers or anybody that could come toward my voice. And we heard what sounded like somebody running toward us. I mean, it sounded like feet and somebody actually coming toward us, guys. I mean, it was pretty weird. And like I shot my light, I tried to debunk it. I mean, it could have been an animal, I guess, but it almost sounded like it was on two legs coming toward us. And
It sounded like feet. It sounded like feet. But prior to us starting our live, we were hearing some pretty weird things too. And I remember you were messing with your camera and you were just like, we gotta go live. We gotta go live. We gotta start.
Yeah. Yeah, I get all excited when I start hearing things, guys, and like I can't get the live running fast enough because like that's what I love for like the audience, everybody out there, all our fans to be able to see and hear what we're seeing, because that's what makes it good for me. I mean, I like to show people, what we experience on a nightly basis when we go out and do this stuff, and we like to bring you guys along for the ride. That's why we love you guys joining in on our lives and everything. It's not about the ratings. It's not about, how many people we got watching, but it's just, we like to show you and share with you, what we experience at these haunted locations or supposedly haunted locations that we investigate. And, but yeah, we had some interesting stuff happen at Fort Knox too, and we will probably be going back there for a second investigation, probably a daytime investigation, try to get full permission to do a daytime investigation from the Park Service or whatever, and talk to them and go in there and do some more investigating in there. So, I think the next location we moved on to was the Mound, wasn't it? The Sugarloaf Mound.
And that one, okay, Sugarloaf Mound. Yes, we went there. And so we went up to the top, right? And the ghost box started speaking a different language.
Yes. That was very weird. Like Sophie's saying, we were up there, and this is one of the first times I've ever heard a different language come over a ghost box. Well, I've heard Spanish and stuff come over, every once in a while, you'll pick up a Spanish channel or something. This wasn't a language I was familiar with. I mean, this was like from somewhere else, guys. I mean, unless it was some type of Native American or pre-language, some type of pre-civilization language that I'm unaware of too. It was definitely could have been Native American. It wasn't like Spanish, English, French, German. It was very strange. It was coming over our ghost box for a pretty long period of time, and we were up on top of this hill. And this hill's been used for ceremonial purposes. It's been used for burial purposes. It's been used for all kinds of stuff over the years. and we're talking about Sugarloaf Mound in Vincennes, Indiana, and
Mhm.
just a lot of strange ITC, communication, coming across up there, intelligent communication coming across the ghost box and the languages. There was a huge hole that I thought was kind of weird going straight down into the mound.
Mhm.
And I mean, what's your opinion on the languages though? I mean, it was just strange.
So yes, it was really, really strange. Do not get me wrong. The different languages, and I haven't been doing this as long as you have, so I guess I wasn't as freaked out as you. But I do recall hearing different languages that didn't sound like Spanish, and it was really strange. But something that really stood out to me, okay, is that when I was younger, I went to a YMCA day camp, not too far across Sugarloaf, and we would go up there to play a lot. And I remember there was these kids that would come around and tell us that there was, like murders and a cult or something that was there. And something that popped up on the ghost box that really stood out to me was Jason.
Yeah, I'm putting you on there on
Oh,
purpose.
okay.
I'm trying different things here.
But something that really stood out to me was it said kidnapped, and did it say cult, Jason?
Yeah, I think it
I
did.
I think it did. It did say cult, but that's something that really stood out to me because, like I said, when I was younger, I heard about, and growing up, you think this is just talk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Talk of the town. But no, this was
It actually it actually said abduction.
okay, abduction.
Yeah, it said
Okay.
cult and abduction. Abducted, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
now that sounds right. That sounds right. Cult and
yeah.
abduction.
Which is still weird. I mean, that's just bizarre.
Mhm.
I forgot we got that. That came across extremely clear. So, I mean, do you think there's any connection to the stories you've heard? I mean,
Maybe. I mean, I haven't done much research on it. There might be some connection. I don't know though. There's just a bunch of kids talking when I was younger.
right, right. Well, speaking of that, you took me to a place I was completely unaware of in Vincennes. This was a first for me. So we're like, we looked like a couple, like I don't know what guys in the middle of Vincennes. Like, uh, what was it like? It was late at that point, like what 2 or 3 maybe.
It's about 3 in the morning. It's about three in the
Yeah, it's about
morning.
3 in the morning. So she takes me to this location, like right downtown near these buildings. And you want to explain that, like, to the audience, what you heard happened at this location too?
So what my grandmother has told me, and what I think a couple of other people have told me, I believe, is that so it's right next to Family Video, and there once was a fountain there, and now it's replaced with this monument of some sort. But back in the day, that used to be the gallows in Vincennes, where they would execute people who were alleged murderers, alleged, just crime people, burglars.
Right.
But they would execute them there allegedly. And we went there, and our ghost box session was there was I mean, I don't know. How do you think that went? Because I didn't think that went too well because there was too much interruption with the ghost
Yeah, I
box
think.
session.
Can you still hear me all right? I'm having audio
Yeah.
problems again. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Let me see here. Okay. Anyway, I thought it went pretty good. I
Mhm.
mean, we didn't get, yeah, like you said, we didn't get a lot of communication like we did on the Mound or Fort Knox 2 area.
Mhm.
But we did, right at the beginning of the communication, we got a name by the name of Evan. Remember
Yeah,
that? Yeah,
Evan. Evan.
Evan came across. So I was
Mhm.
trying to communicate with whoever Evan was to see if it was somehow communicated with the executions or the hangings that she believed took place there in the middle of Vincennes. And we got to do some more research on that because I had never heard of that. That was really cool. That she had heard that there was a public gallows, I guess, or a hanging
Mhm.
site right there in the middle of Vincennes at one time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is just kind of like what I heard, and from my grandma and from a couple other people.
Yeah, sorry, I'm checking on comments here. Hi from Malaysia. Oh, that's cool. Hi, Coben. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Got people from all over tonight.
Mhm.
Hey, guys, if you can hear me too, all right, give me a thumbs up and tell me in the chat, where you all are from tonight, where you guys are located at, maybe town, state, something, so we see where all of our viewers and listeners are
Mhm.
at tonight. Trying to kind of read all your comments, but I'm having problems over on my end tonight. I don't know what's going on, but we had some interesting investigations and stuff over the weekend. We're going to have some continuing to do more investigations. And tomorrow night, I want to announce to you guys, there's some of them are telling where they're from. Thank you guys. Tomorrow night, should we go ahead and announce that? Well, we got some people on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Me and Sophie and possibly a couple other members. I don't know who's going to be able to go tomorrow night and be able to do all this. We may have Courtney, we may have Jareth. I'm not sure who's going to be able to attend. But we are going to do. We talked about this on one of our shows when Sophia was kind of talking about the witchcraft when we kind of introduced you guys to her, and she's kind of into that stuff. And we talked about this, and we're going to go ahead and do it tomorrow night. Since tomorrow night's the 21st, it's the winter solstice. And the winter solstice, that's cool. I'm looking at where everybody's from here. We'll get to that here in a minute. Thank you guys. Keep telling me where you're from. I'll get to you guys here in a second. But tomorrow night's the solstice, and we are going to do the Night of the Witch tomorrow night, guys. So we're going to go live at different locations all over the place, and we're calling it Night of the Witch, and we're not going to tell where we're going to be at. We've got at least 4 or 5 stops we're going to go to, and we're going to hit these locations where the people buried in these cemeteries are rumored or reported to be witches. So we're going to do it on the solstice because that's a big, I guess, celebration, ritualistic time period for witchcraft, for paganism, for all kinds of, ancient religions. So we're actually coming out of the full moon tonight. We're heading into that solstice. What the solstice is, you've got the shortest period of daylight and the longest period of darkness. And it basically marks the beginning of winter, and it's a battle between light and dark. You've got your more light days, coming to an end, and this is the darkest, the longest period of darkness, is on your solstice, your winter solstice on the 21st. So it's going to be the longest night of the year, basically, and shortest day of the year. So less light, more darkness, and that's why some of these traditions and stuff celebrate. When it comes to that, you got a lot of moonlight, you got the full moon. Like I say, we just came out of the full moon, and we got a geomagnetic storm going on. We were at the Methodist Village this Saturday night and had all kinds of activity go on, like people knocking. She looked like you're ready to talk about that. Go ahead.
Okay. So it was really insane because we had played a little bit of laser tag that night, and I feel as if we kind of, ruffled a little feathers. Sorry, I have cats in the background, but I feel like we ruffled some feathers, kind of disrupted a different dimension in a sense. And we went back and we apologized to them, and we said we're sorry for causing a ruckus. Next time we do this, we'll ask for permission and see how you guys feel about it. And as we were starting to leave, we were hearing random knocks, and we would also hear footsteps, and we also heard a woman singing.
Yes. Yeah. That was plain as day. I started hearing this singing, and I don't know where it was coming from. And literally every time we got ready to leave, we would hear banging and pounding on something. There's this china cabinet over in the corner, and I'm telling you what, something just kept pounding on this china cabinet like crazy, guys. It did not want us to leave the Methodist Village Saturday night, and it was pretty cool. We heard knocks all over the place, but I'm going to get into where some of these people are from, though, too. This is pretty cool.
Yes.
Can you see it all, Sophie?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Joshua Dixon, we can see your comments.
Yeah, guys, we're looking at your comments, and what we're going to do now is this is cool. We got a lot of people in here tonight from all over: Robinson, Oblong, Lawrenceville, Bridgeport, St. Francisville, West Salem, Harrisburg, Plano, Louisville, LaSalle, Illinois. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Bob. I'm sorry.
Louisville 502 represent, baby.
Only Willow Hill, and then Jen Newland. She's right off her couch in Robinson, Illinois. Hey, Jen.
The best place to be, on the couch.
Definitely. And then we got Mikey from Illinois. That's for sure. Then Jeff says Altamont, Illinois, Effingham County, Greenup. We got Norma out there, Bob. Pretty cool. I got a lot of people. Got Kevin Parker watching from online. So we got a lot of people, even from different countries tonight, guys.
We've got Sweet Ben.
Yeah,
Sweet
got
little Ben
Ben,
from Newton.
Chicago area. Yeah, that's pretty neat though. But what we're gonna do now tonight, guys, is we're gonna open it up. We kind of advertise this. You guys pick a topic, or ask me or Sophie a question. You know, if you want to ask her a question or me, or you want to pick a topic that we talk about tonight, it can be anything. This may go in who knows what direction. It could be bad, it could be good. I don't know. But you know, if you have any questions for me or Sophie, definitely pick a topic for us, guys, and we're gonna like talk about it. It could be, you know, try to make it paranormal.
Try to make it paranormal.
Try to make it paranormal. Yeah, hauntings, ghosts, you know, Bigfoot, UFOs, whatever you guys want to talk about tonight. We're gonna like kind of open up an open conversation on that and let you guys pick something or just ask us questions. You know, if you want to know something about the team or team members or her, what's that?
You want to know something cool about Santa? A little dark, a little demented.
What's that? Let's hear it.
Santa's body parts are scattered throughout the world, I believe, or the United States. I believe it's throughout the world. Santa was a real person, and one of his body parts is in Indianapolis, Indiana. I believe. I think. Sometimes my noggin isn't the greatest, but I know for a fact that his body parts are scattered, though.
So what you're telling me is after I hid behind the Christmas tree as a little kid, you're now telling me Santa is real after I pulled the beard off my mom? You're trying to tell me that Santa's a real person now?
He is. He was. He was a real person.
This changes everything.
My mom used to tell me, she used to be like, because after I found out that Santa inevitably wasn't existing now, you know, she used to tell me, oh, but, you know, he'll keep existing if you keep believing in him. She really tried to ride that out as hard as she could.
Oh, my. Yeah. I mean, I guess Santa could have been a real person. You know, those people that associate Santa with the devil, too, and satanic stuff because they think he's red. It spells, you know, Satan and all that stuff. And, yeah, there's been a lot of rumors about old St. Nick. His red clothing, his white beard, and, yeah.
He used to help prostitutes. He did. He used to like help out prostitutes.
Yeah, I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
Did he get prostitutes presents or what happened? What happened?
Ben said, I'm not trying to explain Santa isn't dead to 3 little kids. Nice, Sophie.
Oh, God. Yeah, we're sorry, guys. If you got the kids out there listening tonight, please put them to bed because you're going to have a lot of explaining to do in a lot of areas. So we should mark this show as rated R now. But yeah, definitely put the kids to bed if they're listening to this talk show tonight or watching because we're sorry. Santa's still alive. He's not dead. His body parts are all intact. Thanks, Sophie.
I just ruined childhoods.
Leave it to Sophie to give thousands of kids nightmares tonight. So what part of Santa is in Indianapolis? Could you explain to me that?
Let me look it up. Good old Google right here.
But even Christmas, guys, you know, that's we got into kind of a holiday episode with Halloween here a while back. You know, Christmas is stole from pagan holidays and traditions also, you know, before Christianity put it as the birth of Christ basically on the 25th, you know, and some Christian scholars believe that he was actually born in the spring and not, you know, even in the in December in the winter months. But if you believe in that type of stuff and the what Christianity teaches and then the old pagan traditions and roots, it actually comes and ties in with the full moon and somewhat the winter solstice and the light and darkness and just a lot of stuff that the modern day religion stole from the old pagan style religions. But have you been to Step Cemetery? Okay, now we're getting some questions. Oh, are you still looking up Santa?
Yeah.
Okay, Sophie's going to tell
Santa
us what
Claus's bones.
Yeah, she's gonna tell us what part of Santa is in Indianapolis,
I'm
Indiana.
trying to figure it out. I know he's in Indianapolis somewhere because there's this woman on YouTube. Her name is Ask a Mortician, and I remember I was really interested in becoming a mortician for a while. Okay, and I'd always binge watch her videos, and there was this video that stood out to me that was talking about Santa Claus, and she had told me, and she's a pretty I trust her.
I could see you being a mortician.
Anyways.
But
I thought about it. I was actually going to go to school for that next semester,
really,
and then I just decided, no.
decided ghost hunt was the way instead.
Oh, so a piece of his pelvic bone is in Morton Grove, Illinois.
His pelvic bone is in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, I'm learning
So
stuff here tonight too.
Maybe it's in Illinois, not Indiana, but.
Well, that's even better if it's in Illinois. We may have to go find it.
Go hunt down, go talk to Santa.
Yeah, that may be our Christmas episode. We're going to locate the ghost of Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you want to start at these questions?
Yeah, let's get into the questions here, guys. Okay. Deidre says, Jason, do you own an? I think that's kind of a funny statement there. Do you own an object that's haunted? Yeah, I own a lot of objects that's haunted. I actually collect haunted objects. Anything I can find that's haunted. I try to collect. I mean, I've got haunted dolls. I've got haunted Ouija boards. I've got haunted rocks. I've got haunted arrowheads. I'm looking around my little room here with some of my stuff. This is just part of it. Gosh, I don't even know what all I've got. But the majority of objects seem to be like dolls that people report, Ouija boards, like jewelry, things that were connected to people in life. Like rings. I've got a couple rings and necklaces that people say, were even haunted. Yeah, I own several haunted objects. And that's why I believe maybe my house is haunted. I mean, I've got a lot of activity in and around my house. I want to show you guys something real quick.
I'm going to go grab a blanket real quick.
Okay. So I've got this little no haunting sign that I've got like kind of on my dressers over there with some of my haunted objects. And I am not joking. I don't know if there's something connected to some of my objects in the room here or what it is, but this thing will fly off my shelf almost on a nightly basis and end up in the middle of my room. And it's kind of funny. I've taken videos of it and shared it to our group chat. And it's kind of cool, but I think they're telling me, it's kind of a joke. They're saying, because it says no haunting, and they're telling me that there is a haunting here. So they're like throwing my no haunting sign on the ground. But yeah, that thing will fly off my shelf like on a nightly basis almost. Like I'll find it in different places in my room. It's not just right under where like a wind current or, air coming out of a vent could knock it off there. I mean, it ends up all over my room in different locations. So pretty cool. But yes, I definitely have a lot of haunted objects.
Okay. Haunted object.
What do you got? I thought it was going to be the rabbit. I'm not sure you're telling the truth on that. So how is that object haunted?
This is pee-pee. So I bought this. This is pee-pee, and I bought this on the internet because it kept getting advertised to me and quite literally haunting me until I bought it. It just wouldn't stop showing up, and it would have this little it had this little song, and it went something like pee pee pee, because that's his name, pee pee.
Yeah.
And so it had like this little song, and it kept saying his name, and then I went to the website and it described who Pee Pee was, and Pee Pee is apparently a felon that broke out of prison.
Huh.
And they keep saying in the thing it keeps saying let him in.
All right.
And so
that's
he's
weird.
in my house now. So this is what haunts me. Well, he literally disappears like every 2 weeks and then shows up out of nowhere.
That's pretty weird. So it haunted you until you got it.
It doesn't even pay rent.
Oh my God. What's the next question here? I lost my things here.
Let's see.
Okay, we're gonna go down the line here with you guys' questions. We're just gonna try to answer all of them. So, All right. Next question is, have you been to Step Cemetery? Linda Snyder wants to know. Yes, we have been to Step Cemetery. I assume you're referring to the one in Morgan Monroe State Park over there in Indiana. Yeah, we've been there several different times. I think we've even got some stuff posted on our photo album about it. And we've got a live paranormal investigation from Step Cemetery. If you go back and watch, Linda, there was supposed to be a lady in black that haunts the cemetery there. It's way back a lane. And we really want to go back. There's a cabin that we're going to be investigating here soon, possibly coming into 2022. We're going to be spending the night there. It's called Draper Cabin, and it's kind of associated with Step Cemetery. It's out in the woods over there. So we're going to be doing a haunted overnight there at the cabin, and we'll probably be investigating Step again here in the near future. So look forward to another live feed from there, guys. But good question, Linda. All right, let's see what's next. Let me see here. Penny says, Sophie, I'm using the same exact blanket right now. Not really a question,
it's cozy.
but
It's cozy. Actually, this is my cat's blanket.
You have a cat's blanket?
Yeah, my cat, he has a blanket that he sucks on.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
I'm wearing my cat's sucky blanket right now.
All right, she's wearing her cat's blanket, guys. Okay, Michael's got a question here, I think. What cemetery or two is the freakiest to you? Okay, you start out, Sophie. What's been the freakiest cemetery to you, and then I'll try to think and answer my question because it's going to take a little bit for me to think about this.
South Bend.
South Bend.
South Bend, because we could literally hear, I could hear footsteps. Well, not footsteps, but like horse feet. Well, not horse feet. What am I saying right now?
Yeah,
horses stepping.
Yeah. Yeah, you could hear like the boom, 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 like horses going through there. I heard that too, and I don't know if it was residual or if it was actually like Amish in the back, somewhere down the road. You know, there is a lot of Amish in the area, not as much as there is north of Oblong, but south of Oblong, there's not as much Amish as what there is up north. But you know, we did hear what sounded like horses, and that's one of the things that's reported in South Bend Cemetery is Native American like activity where people will see a ghost on horseback carrying a lantern. And me and Sophie were there, you know, one night. We did hear horses. I mean, it was pretty strange. I will admit. And we got some other stuff that we got an amazing EVP that night too. One of the best EVPs we've gotten in years.
The EVP, we couldn't tell if it said you want to stay or if you want to play, but it sounded like a man, like a grown man. And so I highly doubt it was a grown man was asking us if we wanted to play. But like, I'm sure he was asking us if we wanted to stay though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, one or the other. And I still got to get that on the computer and look at it a little more. But, gosh, freakiest. I got to think about this, Michael. That's a good one. You got me stumped because I've been to so many places. It's actually probably a cemetery that I can't name. Well, I can name one of them. One of them I can't name, but one of them that I can't name is located south of Oblong, and it's back in the woods. And we have permission to be there, but we do not have permission to go live for there and broadcast where it's at because the landowner doesn't want it vandalized. There is some strange things happen. I mean, there's a lot of locations we've investigated that we've never revealed. You know, we've never told anybody about that we've been to that are extremely haunted. And this is one of them. You know, this is a cemetery. It's like I say, it's south of Oblong. That's all I'm going to say. Back in the woods, and it's extremely active, extremely haunted. The one I can mention is Williamsburg Hill. Williamsburg Hill, you know, in the Tower Hill area. Long history of hauntings at Williamsburg Hill. We had our video camera set up there. I truly believe Williamsburg Hill is probably haunted due to what we seen one night. We had a deputy with us from the sheriff's department. We had permission to be there. We had a deputy from the sheriff's department with us there on the investigation, and he witnessed this himself. It's been a little while since I've told the story, so I'll tell you guys again. We recorded also some strange lights in Williamsburg Hill Cemetery that I've sent to people everywhere. I can't debunk it, and I've never seen anybody that can't debunk it. Don't know what it was, but what we experienced when the deputy was present there with us was we had a command center set up, and we had our IR cameras running out into the cemetery. And Ben Irvin was there. He was actually sitting in the cemetery in a chair. and we were watching one of the cameras. This guy comes up into the camera with a hat on, just like this, and just looks into the camera and takes his head out of the camera really quick. And the deputy goes, "Did you see that?" I said, "Yeah." And like we all of us sitting there at command, myself, Dickerson, the deputy. I think Courtney was in there. Ben was out in the cemetery. We flipped the camera over. Ben's still sitting in the camera out in the cemetery, and he's not wearing a hat. So it couldn't have been him, and he has not moved. We went back and looked at the video footage, and this guy literally comes up into one of our cameras in the north part of the cemetery, or into the left side. If I get my directions straight, you walk into the gate. It was off to the left side when you walk in near the woods. Is where we had the camera set up. That's where this guy just appears into the camera with this old style. It was like an old style hat too. It was weird, and me and the deputy was just in shock. He looks out there. He's shining with his light. Nobody's out there. We made sure it wasn't a real person. We were shining in the woods. We go back to review the footage, and he even knew exactly the time it came across the camera. We jotted it down on our notebook, the exact time it came across. We go back to the cameras. We look at the camera system, and the guy is not in the camera on review. At the same time that, we all physically seen it in the command center come across the camera. So that was one of the weirdest things I've probably ever experienced at a cemetery was, there's no way, and he had nothing to do with our team. So he would have no reason to lie or try to make stuff up or anything like that. And he said it was the craziest thing he's ever seen in his life. It's a deputy on the, whatever county that is up there, Williamsburg Hill area. He's on the sheriff's department up there. And but yeah, I mean, I may have to have him get on the show one night if he'd do that and talk about his experience. I don't know if he would, being a deputy and everything, but I'm gonna see what I can do about that one of these future shows and talk about that. But just the weirdest thing ever. It was not on the camera upon review, so that was pretty strange. So probably Williamsburg Hill, and one I can't disclose there, Michael. But good question there. So we'll move on. Joshua said he has 2 dolls. Sorry, guys, trying to go through your questions. Do you see any, Sophie? Am I missing any questions after that?
Let's see.
Oh, here's one. Did you guys go to the basement of the old cathedral by Shelley?
That's my mom.
Oh, that's Sophie's mom. Yeah, I just didn't even notice who was sending it. I just read the question, but no, we didn't go that night. It was locked up, obviously, but I have been there in the past, like during a daylight tour years ago. They took me down there. I've been to the basement where I think it's St. Francis. Is it St. Francis Xavier II? Is he buried down there? Is that who that is?
I believe so.
St. Francis.
I believe so.
Yeah, but I have been to the basement in the past. So there's been a lot of reports of paranormal activity in the basement of the old cathedral. And there's just story after story of stuff happening. There's a statue down there that people report the eyes and the head will actually move and follow you. And there's a report of a book that was left there by an old, I believe, Catholic priest that you're not supposed to look at. And some guy grabbed it and looked at it one day. And supposedly the statue turned and looked at him when he grabbed the book to read it. Just a lot of strange stories that come from the basement of that old cathedral there in Vincennes, Indiana. But no, we didn't go there the other night. Did you want to answer her anymore?
I know there's a dead body down there. I went to the middle school right next to it. I went there, and I mean, I'd go to that church a lot. So we went to my mom and I actually went underneath the memorial one time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is there, what's under there? Anything cool?
Dirt.
Dirt
And different. There's like random, there's like a desk down there. There's some leftover things, but it's not too, I don't know. It's not too crazy. Here's another question. Yeah, my mom says Sophie's been under the memorial. Jen Newland wants to know, tell us about safety steps you take when you're out on a hunt.
Okay, let me find that one real quick, and I'll pop it up there. Gosh, I can't find that one. Oh, okay. I think we skipped a few. We'll go back and get some of your questions here, but yeah, we'll go to Jen's question real quick since Sophie found that. Yeah, tell us about the safety steps you take while on a hunt. We, I mean, I don't know necessarily what you're referring to, Jen, as far as safety, but team safety wise, I mean, we go to a pretty good extent trying to protect our team members and trying to make sure our team members are safe while we're investigating. Before and after an investigation, we do site surveys or try to the locations, especially locations we've never been to before. We'll shine lights around, make sure there's no holes, nothing we can trip in, no power lines, we can get into, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of safety hazards involved with paranormal investigating. That could be just like the old jail we investigated here, recently. Big safety hazard, and I helped Sophie up, the stairs
Mm-hmm.
because there was a flight of stairs missing, and I'm always trying to make sure my team's safe,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a going up to the third floor. There's a whole flight of stairs missing, going up there. So we were helping
Yeah.
each other up and down, and
Mm-hmm.
even Tyler, the mayor there. I got down to the bottom once and some loose stuff slid, and he kind of caught me from behind. So I thank him for that. So I've
The
even
third
fallen in
floor was
places.
also the most active.
Which one? The third floor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot of safety stuff we take into consideration. Of course, even medical wise, I carry a medical kit with me in a medical bag. I'm an EMT, and if I get hurt, there's a problem. Some of the other team members also know CPR and first aid and everything, so they can take care of me if I get hurt. But I do carry medical bags, BVMs, and a lot of medical equipment in my Jeep when we're out, in case somebody would get hurt. We also, take into account personal protection from people out there, and I'm sure you guys all know this, but, I'm a concealed carry instructor. And, some of us carry firearms legally while we're out investigating, to protect ourselves from people. We call them meth heads or, the druggies that are out there hiding in the woods. Who
The
knows
cult
what they're,
members.
the
The
cult
cult
members.
members.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Uh,
scared of. When we went to St. Francisville the other night, we were hearing just a bunch of stuff on that bridge, and I got behind you immediately, and I was like, Jason, it's the cult.
yeah. Yeah. Cause we were hearing stuff, like she's saying. And even I think she brought up the point, it's not the dead we're scared of. We don't know what the living's going to do while we're out there. So,
Mm-hmm.
we got to keep a good eye on people, especially when we announce things. And that's a safety thing we always look at too. When we announce where we're going, and that kind of is a safety hazard to us in a way, because when we tell you guys, hey, we're going to be at this location at 9:30 on a certain day, we don't know who's going to show up. We don't know who's going to be hiding in the woods. We don't know who's going to be there. We may have enemies out there. Who knows what's going to happen? So, trust me, I'm prepared for any scenario. We train and we prepare for stuff that happens. Like that also. So, we take a lot of safety measures when we're out paranormal investigating. You have to nowadays. I mean, there's a lot of weirdos out there. There's a lot of people doing stupid stuff, and we run into stupid stuff because we're always out at night. Um, I've ran into in an old house we investigated. I actually went into the house and there was a working meth lab in there. That's been years ago. I had to call the police and obviously the fire department reported,
Mm-hmm.
and just a lot of dangers. Going into these old abandoned locations, and there's been people. Oh yeah.
I was about to point out what the KKK, Jason. You ran
Yeah,
into the KKK.
yeah, yeah. Josh said, plus I'm an EMT. Yeah. I'm an EMT. I try to help if anything happens. But yeah, the KKK, we're getting, let me get to that. Who first said the KKK? Yeah, there we
Ben.
go. Yeah, this is a story all of its own. So I'm really not going to tell where I was at, but I was in a deserted place, an abandoned location. Um, yeah, I'll tell the location. It was south of Oblong years ago. This has been a long time ago, guys. I came up on a Ku Klux Klan meeting, and I know it's a Ku Klux Klan meeting because they were wearing Ku Klux Klan robes. I mean, they were actually in the robes and everything. And I was in a particular cemetery south of the Oblong area, came up on this meeting, and it does still go on, guys. Whether you think it does or not, the Ku Klux Klan is still active in some locations, and you got to be extremely careful. But I came out of a cemetery and came onto a bridge area. They were all in the middle of this bridge in a circle, and I think I scared them more than they scared me because they all took off in vehicles, various vehicles, and they threw. This is no joke. They lit a couch on fire. That they had this couch out in the middle of the bridge. They lit this couch on fire in the middle of the bridge, so I couldn't cross the bridge and get to them. And so they basically made a barrier of fire across the bridge, and I couldn't cross it. And of course, I called the sheriff's department, told them about local sheriff's department wouldn't even respond, and that tells you like what's going on right there. But yeah, they wouldn't respond to the situation. They said they weren't going to come to that area, didn't want to. This has been years ago, guys. And it was just it was a crazy deal. But yeah, I actually came up on a Ku Klux Klan meeting one night, and it was interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, we definitely, we're prepared for scenarios. Anything that might happen. We've been shot at on investigations. I'm sure you guys seen our investigation. It was over in Jasper County. First time we got shot at was over in Jasper County. Somebody was hiding in the woods and shot up in there, and that was a few years back. And I believe it was last year, 2020 haunted tours. We were down south of Oblong again. Actually, 2 occasions have occurred south of Oblong. We were on Ravetown Bridge, and an individual went by in a pickup truck and shot out of his truck window. And it was up in the air, and the guy took off then. And another occasion we were shot at was in Pennsylvania. We were investigating the locations near the battlefields in Pennsylvania near Sachs Bridge. Myself and Jason Dickerson and Courtney and I believe Allison Turner was there. We were walking down this trail near a creek, and there was a big party up by Sachs Bridge when we went back this lane to investigate. And apparently some of the people from the party followed us up through the woods or tried to get up close to us to see what we were doing. Well, as I was filming live, I got these lights in my face because I can't see my surroundings, so it kind of made me blind to what was going on. Somebody shot a firearm off about 20, 30 yards from us and started firing. And me and Dickerson drew our guns out and, went in that direction. We heard somebody running. They went up the trail. I put the girls down on the creek bank, got them down on the ground, to make sure they were all right. Me and Dickerson went up the trail to secure the trail to make sure, nobody was there and going to fire on us going up the trail. And they had taken off, and a lot of the people at the party when we got up there were gone. And later on in the night, we encountered a group of people on another bridge that walked up on us and somehow knew I had a firearm immediately. So we're thinking maybe they were some of the culprits that had fired on us earlier in the night, because this guy walked up on me. I had my vest on, had my firearm in the vest. He didn't know I had it on me at all. And he goes, "What type of gun you carrying?" And my gun wasn't showing was the problem. And I've told this story, when we got back from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, about all this stuff that happened. And yeah, it was crazy. This guy couldn't have known I had a gun on me. So we're thinking he was part of the crew that shot at us from the other bridge. And it was in about a mile walking distance from the other bridge where we got shot at. These guys started walking up on us in the dark on the second bridge. So just some crazy times we've had. I mean, I could write a book about the adventures of the Crawford County Ghost Hunter Society and the messed up stuff that's happened to us over the years. But yeah, the KKK thing was definitely weird, Ben, going back to that question. I'm trying to get to some of your other questions here. Kind of skipped some of them.
Joshua Dixon asked, "Have you ever been to Sleepy Hollow? That town is crazy near where I grew up." I think she meant spiritual safety.
Which one is that? Who was it?
Josh Dixon.
Okay, I'll throw that up there. Yeah.
Josh, are you talking about the Sleepy Hollow in New York?
I would say he probably is. I'm not sure, but I've never been there. Have you been there, Sophie?
No, I haven't been there. I have been to New York, and I will say New York's pretty creepy as it is. Like especially when you're not in the city, when you're going through places like Yonkers and Poughkeepsie and everything, It's creepy. It's a creepy little place. Yonkers. Yonkers is kind of the home, I believe, of the son of Sam. And going through Yonkers, you just get this really weird feeling because as I was on a train and I was going through Yonkers and there was just all this moss and it was just I don't know how to explain. It was just surrounded by swamp going through it.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. Josh said, "Yep, talking about Sleepy Hollow." No, I do know I didn't know Sleepy Hollow was in New York. That was a big thing of mine. I got a Time magazine that was talking about the haunted places in America, and I didn't know Sleepy Hollow was in New York. And I always thought it was in England.
Yeah. Weren't we just talking about this a while back though? We were wanting to go to
Mhm.
Sleepy Hollow and find out where it was at. The
Mhm.
original Sleepy Hollow.
Yes. Yes. But back to I think she meant spiritual safety. If she meant spiritual safety, then I'm protected. I'm good. I actually have for spiritual safety this backpack full of goodies.
That's her trusty dusty safety backpack.
It is my trusty and it's dusty. I've got this
So
little
yeah,
guy right
spiritual safety. I'll let Sophia fill you in on that. Go ahead on
So
what she does.
I've got this little guy right here. It's selenite, cinnamon, and lavender. And let's see, I've got some other things in here too. I always keep things on me. I keep crystals in here. And, just in case for actual safety, I've got my inhaler. So we're protected. We're good. I also sometimes will bring along this little guy. This is black salt. And then I'll wear my little evil eye bracelet to investigations. But other than that, I haven't been attacked. I haven't been called any mean names or anything. So who knows? Who knows?
So it's working so far, you think?
I don't know. I don't make them mad. I don't think I make them mad. I think even if they were to get mad at me, I'm just like, hey, yo, sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you, mister.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back for a second. Let me get to introduce myself. My name's Sophie. What's your name? Hold out my
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah. Okay. Another question we got here. Did you find one interesting?
Have y'all ever been attacked by an evil entity or experienced an attachment? So me personally, I've
Yeah.
experienced attachment to spirits. Like I like going to certain graves that make me feel safe and calm. I've never been attacked or anything. No. But once again, I feel like in order to actually be attacked, they've got to be I don't know. See, I haven't been doing this long enough, so I can't really speak on this too much, but I feel like you got to really make them mad.
Yeah. As far as my answer to that, Joshua, have I ever been attacked by evil entity or experienced an attachment? I've never been attacked by anything evil. Again, my whole perspective and viewpoint on paranormal research and everything is most of the stuff isn't evil unless it's, I mean, man himself can be evil. It's like people are evil. As far as like entities from another place, like demonic possession, evil from somewhere else, I don't believe in that. I've never seen any proof of it. Uh, but yeah, I mean, if you go to a gravesite of a mass murderer, maybe this guy killed 40 people in his lifetime or something, and sure, it's probably going to be a negative spirit, negative type energy or spirit that you encounter because I believe people carry that over sometimes in death. If you're positive in life, you're positive in death, or if you're negative, you're negative. And I do believe there can be evil in that sort of a way with spirits, if you're encountering somebody who did something like that. But like I say, I don't think it's any more evil than encountering your normal person on the street that's just a bad person. But like as far as like demonic stuff, most of the demonic stuff I've dealt with and tried to investigate, been called into demonic possessions, have been mental illness, unfortunately. People, are misdiagnosed with their mental illness and it's not demonic possession. And that's the big thing of paranormal investigators. I've told and warned paranormal investigators over and over again, don't take demonic cases and tell people, they're possessed and they've got this evil demonic thing inside them when they need a psychiatrist. We're not doctors. They need to see a psychiatrist and a mental health professional. It's not, demons that these people have, that, have actually possessed them. It's crazy. But the evil entity, the attachment thing. I've kind of experienced. I didn't believe in attachments to start out with, like an actual ghost or spirit physically attaching themselves to a person or staying with them, until I had a. It was an experience. It's kind of a strange experience I had. I don't really like talking about it. I have talked about it, I think, on the show before though, but I didn't really believe in it at all until I somewhat had it happen. I had a lady, I believe, who followed me after I responded to a medical scene I got called to one night. This lady had been shot in the head, and I was pretty much the first one there when we walked in, and I think she knew who I was. She'd been on my haunted tours, I mean, she did know who I was, but I think since she knew who I was, she kind of felt attached to me because I was maybe the first one on scene. And I seen her that night. I seen her several times after that. We had her name come across our ghost box. We had her name come through EVP on several of our haunted tours. It was almost like she was trying to communicate with me from that point on. So that's the closest thing I would call to an attachment that I've ever had. And I think it was just because the lady was trying to get help. They were still trying to solve the murder. They were still trying to figure out what was going on. But a guy actually went by my house and seen her standing outside my house one night and called me and said, "Hey, so-and-so is standing outside your house right now. I just seen her on the porch." And so I know it wasn't just some type of PTSD thing I was experiencing, because she was seen by other people, not just me in my vicinity. So just a lot of strange things, that have taken place, like regarding that. So I do believe, if you're close to somebody, they may follow you, they may attach to you to, maybe even tell you they're okay. Loved ones, they may attach to you to say, "Hey, I'm okay, I'm still with you," and we're here at Christmas, or we're here at different holidays to show that we're here, type of a thing. But as far as like just being evil and attaching to you in an evil way, no. Like demonic possession, like attachment, no. Um, let me see here. If we got any more questions here. Okay. Here's one from Michael, I think, real quick. Mikey said that was such a sad case. Sorry you had to experience that. Thank you, Mikey. Appreciate that. Michael Staffy says, you ever find any information about a little cemetery south of Brockville? No, I didn't find any information out about that. If that's when me and you were talking about here a while back, I didn't find anything out regarding that. And Michael, I still got to get Michael a DVD. I got to take him. He's wanting one of our Betsy Reed DVDs, so I will get that to you, by the way.
Oh,
I haven't forgotten about you.
One of these.
One of those.
I rewatched it again the other night.
Did you?
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks.
I love it. I just keep watching it. I'm like, yes, give me more. I don't know. I keep watching it and I expect it to feed me new information. I'm like,
yeah. Maybe I'll talk to Joe Terry and we'll do a Betsy Reed part 2. That would be cool. Because we found a lot of, like I say, we found a lot of information regarding Elizabeth Reed after we done the documentary. So we probably got enough to do like a part 2 maybe, or something, or even, maybe a little episode. Mm-hmm. Ben Irvin says I walked around back there and couldn't find anything. So all right. I don't know. I may have missed some of the questions. I'm going to back up here, make sure I didn't miss any questions real quick. But we appreciate all of the questions you guys, are throwing at us tonight. Don't be afraid to ask us anything. If you guys have any questions out there, definitely keep sending them away. We're probably going to go until about, 9:30 here, 9:45, somewhere in that area. What's that?
Karen Cat asked, Sophie, do they just protect you or the entire group?
That's a good question.
So In my opinion, because everybody has different perspectives on things, uh, I believe that they just protect me until it comes down to not just protecting me. And so when somebody else believes in the energy and they believe and they seek it out and they ask, "Hey Sophie, do you have that thing on you?" Or they get scared or they feel as if something is just doesn't feel right, and they don't want to leave in the moment, then they can simply ask me, "Hey Sophie, do you have that thing on you?" Or, "Hey Sophie, like can you come over here for a second, and just kind of, work your magic powers on me." But like I said, I believe they only protect me until it comes down to only protecting me. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
I try not to, like what I remember I had brought it up to our team the other day, and not everybody believes in that sort of thing. And which is completely understandable. And even Jason had brought up that he doesn't want anything like, blocking anything good or bad or anything like blocking. He wants to witness it himself. And, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. And that's the reason why, I keep it in my backpack, or, I'll keep it kind of hidden until it's time to, throw down with it.
Yeah. Good answer. But yeah, like she's saying, I think, yeah, it definitely protects her in a personal way, and yeah, my whole thing with like, and I actually had somebody in our guidelines and protocols. I said I don't like to use religious type artifacts or objects when we do an investigation. The only reason for that is because, like, I mean, I don't want to force a certain belief onto a spirit or ghost either.
Mm-hmm.
They were people at one time too, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
if I go into your house and try to say, hey, I want to automatically make you, um, believe in a religion now that you were never brought up in or you don't believe in. That's sort of how I feel about, religious objects and things being forced upon ghosts and spirits on investigations, and especially even, trying to cleanse or make a ghost, leave their home.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of believe the same way. You're kind of kicking their door down and telling them to get out of their own
Mm-hmm.
house, sort of thing. And they were there long before us. They're the ghosts or spirits that remain there, and for some reason love that place apparently more than what the living do, or they wouldn't be staying there. So it's like, I think, we have to respect the ghosts and spirits in the afterlife, just like we respect, the people in
Mm-hmm.
life, with their different religious point of views, and the way they view things. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I don't like to throw religious symbols at ghosts too, because I just,
Yeah.
it may offend them in a certain way.
Yeah.
So that's my whole viewpoint on that. But, and it could block some activity, like we were talking about, like Sophia saying,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they won't communicate with us if I throw a cross in their face, because
Mm-hmm.
they didn't like that type of stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
it could block activity from actually occurring at a location just because you go at it with a religious point of view. So, but yeah, say everybody's got their own beliefs. That's what makes us all different, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what's cool about it. I mean, yeah, yeah. Another one, Sophie.
Ben Irvin asked, Sophie, do you feel people think negatively of Wiccans and witches, etc.? Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think negatively of Wiccans. I don't like the way. I don't like Wiccan. I don't like Wiccan.
You don't like the
I like
Wiccans,
paganism. I like paganism and all that. I don't like Wiccan though. I'm not a big fan of the Wiccan culture. Um,
really?
yeah, it's Wiccan is kind of just like off-brand paganism, but with more gatekeepy ways.
Yeah,
It's basically gatekeeping paganism, in my opinion.
yeah.
And do I feel as if people feel negatively and like, which is just in general? I mean, no, not really anymore. I feel like it's becoming more accepted and it's becoming more, not more, but less taboo. I just maybe once at one point, maybe a few years ago, yeah, but now not so much. I think people are starting to associate witchcraft with spirituality, which it kind of is. Um, and I mean, no, it's not kind of is. It most definitely is. I mean, most of the time. It just depends on what you believe, I guess. But um, not so much. I mean, I've never had somebody come up to me and throw a cross on my head and be like, "Oh, you're going to hell because you do this." I've never had that happen to me. That's not to say that hasn't happened to other people, but that personally hasn't happened to me. I haven't been called evil or anything or any type of way. I think more or less people just don't agree with it all of the time, and that's fine. But I've never personally had anything bad
That's
happen to
good.
me because of it. But once again, I'm not speaking for other people. This is just from my personal opinion. And also,
Right.
witchcraft is becoming super popular now, for better or for worse. I don't know. Some people use it as an aesthetic, and some people use it to actually better themselves.
Yeah. Good answer. Well, I'm glad you've never had like, the haters come after you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a good thing. Um, let me see here. Jalen said, Jason, have you ever had any rescues with your work in a cemetery? I have actually had like calls in a cemetery. Yeah, we had well, I mean, we've had like medical responses in a cemetery a couple times. They cemeteries seem to be locations where people go to try to kill themselves or commit suicide for some odd reason. Because cemeteries often can lead to depression and depressing thoughts because they're visiting their loved ones. But yeah, I've responded to a couple calls where a individual was trying to kill themselves in a cemetery. Um, and but yeah, it can that can be bad too. And there's been a lot of suicides in cemeteries because of the depression, and stuff, and visiting loved ones' graves, and that's where they end up shooting themselves or hanging themselves. Is inside these cemeteries, and a lot of cemeteries have become active and haunted because of that. Like, it's sad. It's sad people do that at locations like that, and a cemetery can be a depressing place for some people. Um, but yeah, I have responded to things in cemeteries. I'm not gonna go into details about it, but some people. Let me see here. But thanks, Jen. Thanks for that question. Here's another question by Joshua Dickinson.
Dickinson.
Dixon. I guess it's Dixon
Dixon.
in it.
See,
There's a
mine's
lot of
spelled D-I. Mine's spelled Dixon. His spelled Dickson.
yeah. That's what I thought. It's close though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, has doing this type of work ever affected a personal relationship and or sever it? Are you talking about? I'm assuming they're talking about paranormal research or paranormal investigating. Has it ever affected a personal relationship? With someone else, I believe is what he's saying. And you want to answer first? You want me to?
So far no. So mine's pretty like sweet. So far no, because the majority of my family believes in this stuff. Uh, I'm not gonna say a majority of my family, but a lot of my family does believe in this type of stuff, and they support it. Um, so no.
Yeah. No, I actually have had it kind of affect some personal relationships and kind of I lost ties with some of the people that didn't agree with it and everything. Some of it was family members, that started out thinking I was evil for going into cemeteries at night and chasing ghosts and trying to communicate with the dead. And some of my family was really religious. A lot of my family is very religious. I'm apparently am not, and that's caused a lot of problems over the past two, especially being a paranormal investigator, but more so on the side of team members, personal relationships with team members themselves, because I've had a lot of team members over the years that start out investigating and leave the team for one reason or another, and kind of severs the ties with that person. Friendship and everything because something happens, that type of thing. But as far as like I can see how I've heard of other investigators, not myself, even getting divorced from their husband or wife. I've heard of getting, like people breaking up, that are paranormal investigators, that breaks up their relationship because their significant others out late at night with someone else, or they're out late at night with, the team. I've actually personally had that happen in the past also, where one of my team members, this has been years ago, um, they thought, since his wife was out with our team, she was doing other things, and they got into it, and kind of had to like get her off the team and stuff because this husband was going crazy thinking she wasn't out ghost hunting like she was supposed to. So I mean, it does affect personal relationships and things like that, and that matter as well. And that's why it's like it's not for everyone. You got to find people that can go out at all hours of the night, not be affected by personal drama bull crap, and kind of put that aside and investigate, because it can affect a person's mental health. It can affect your partner's mental health, that you're not at home at night, and you're out hunting ghosts in the middle of the night. But a lot of friends, have like supported what I do and everything. But there has been some issues in the past where it's affected relationships. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, especially more like friendship relationships and being on the team. That's where the big problem was. People just quitting on the team, and then they think they don't want to be friends anymore. But it happens, unfortunately. But I think that happens with any type of job. I mean, anything you go into, there's the drama. Um, but yeah, Sophie hadn't been on long enough to experience all that good stuff.
I'm in for the long haul, baby.
Yeah.
I don't
That's funny.
drive, I ride.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the sightseeing.
Yeah, no kidding. Let me see here. Good question though. I mean, let's see. Mikey says I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Same. Um, is there a connection? Here we go. Here's another question, real quick. Is there a question? Is there a connection between the paranormal and sightings of Bigfoot? Actually, there is, Jennifer. That's a good question. Also, there's been a lot of sightings connected to UFOs and Bigfoot and paranormal and Bigfoot. Locations like Williamsburg Hill Cemetery, like I was talking about, and Jennifer's my cousin, by the way, and she's actually, gosh, she's heard about all this stuff for years. I was telling the family about it and everything, so she's kind of been there with me through some of the stories I was just talking about. But
she supports you. She loves
yeah,
you.
there is kind of a connection. What'd you say?
I said she supports you. She loves you.
Yeah, yeah, she's one of the supporters. She's always on my show. I appreciate that. So one of the few family members that is. but But yeah, Jennifer, I really do. I think Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts can be connected to certain locations. Some people even think Bigfoot is an alien hybrid creature that that was dropped off by some type of UFO or alien civilization. That's one of the Bigfoot theories that's out there. That it's not from Earth; it's an interdimensional creature that was dropped off. Kind of like we've got cats. Well, aliens have got Bigfoot as their pet. So, you want to pet Bigfoot, Sophie?
I would love a pet Bigfoot, to be honest, but like I feel like it would eat me.
You feel like it would eat you?
I feel like it would eat me. I don't know, because I have two corgis and they're pretty easily tamed. Like they're tamed pretty easily. And one time I thought about getting a boxer, and then I went to the shelter and I tried to get it, and I couldn't hold it on the leash, and I was just like, this thing's gonna eat me. So I can't imagine what a Bigfoot would do. The thing would eat me.
It's a possibility. I don't know what this
I
is.
would watch. You know how dogs, they can't open the fridge. Well, Bigfoot can.
Yeah, that's true.
Bigfoot will eat your leftovers.
That's true. Yeah, don't get a pet Bigfoot. It will eat your leftovers. Quote by Sophie. But yeah, I do think there's a paranormal connection in some places to Bigfoot, Jennifer. And that's a very good question. We could actually do a show on that because there's places with portals where people will see ghosts. They will report UFOs. They will report Bigfoot like creatures or cryptid, creatures we call them, and everything from like Bigfoot to some cultures call it different things: abominable snowman, Sasquatch. I mean, skunk ape. There's multiple names for possibly the same creature. It's being sighted in different locations. Even the chupacabra, El Chupacabra, the goat sucker. That's a cryptid-like creature. It's been reported in locations where there's been paranormal occurrences take place. Go ahead, Sophie.
I really relate to the phrase cryptid in the woods for some reason, because I feel like if I was anything else in this world, I'd be a cryptid in the woods. Very mysterious, a little bit of a shadow figure in a sense. you know? Or I would just simply be a shadow figure. All right. I would be a shadow figure with like white eyes that would just be staring at you like a sleep paralysis demon. I would just be over you. And I would just, I don't know, just scare you and
I'm not
traumatize you.
I'm not coming near your tombstone if something happens.
I mean, one day when I pass away, I swear, when I go to the past life, I'm becoming a shadow cryptid creature.
A
I'm going to
shadow
become my
cryptid
own
creature.
entity. I'm going to become my own entity that nobody has ever seen before, and it's going to be absolutely terrifying. It's going to be like half succubus, but like half like almost like, you know, it's like, oh, is that a human? Oh my God, it's not, you know? What would you be, Jason? What would you be?
That's freaking hilarious. Uh, but yeah, good question, Jennifer. We could actually do a show on that. The connection between stuff like that and ghosts and spirits. Pretty good question there. Thank you.
Jason, what would you be if you were to be like an entity of any sort?
Um, Gosh, I don't know. I'd probably scare the hell out of people too. I don't know
Yeah,
why, but yeah, I would probably like just yeah, I would make the cemetery the most haunted, terrifying place too, as bad as
because
that
it's
sounds. I
funny.
mean, what's that?
Because it's funny.
I know. Yeah, I just want to see people run.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You have to remember, and that's, I was telling a girl this one time, you know, she had gotten Monster on her ghost box, and I made a response to her, and I told her, hey, they're most likely just trying to scare you.
Right.
They're literally just trying to scare you. You have to remember that these people were once living and thinking like us, you know, and they're
Yeah.
still thinking like us. We like when we die, the majority of us just want to scare people.
Yeah. Yeah. um, Hold on. Here's one from Jason, real quick. He was on. He's been on a lot of our tours. Really cool guy. Yeah, I was skeptical about paranormal until Pylon 2020. Now I can't get enough of the Crawford County Ghost Hunters. I appreciate you guys watching too and remaining loyal too. So Jason, yeah, he's been on a lot of our tours and seen a
Mhm.
lot of stuff right there with us. So I mean, this is legit here, guys, because we got a guy here. He's not on our team, and I mean, he can testify to the stuff that we've seen at Pine Lawn because he's been there with us. You know, he's seen the stuff on the tours. He's seen quarters fly out of nowhere, marbles fly out of nowhere. You know, and he was skeptical. You know, I know he was skeptical that first time, and he left like, you know, in shock and awe. And yeah, he's seen a lot of cool stuff with us. I really like it when him and his wife come along because it's a cool time. So like thank
I
him
haven't
for
even been to
watching.
Pine Lawn yet.
Yeah, I know. We still got to take you to Pine Lawn. You got
I went outside of it, remember? I went outside of it and I got a weird feeling and I turned around and I said, nope.
to. Yeah, yeah. We'll get you there one of these nights. I promise.
And you thought so I collect marbles and I handed Jason a marble and he like,
I know. I like have this PTSD moment, like this Pine Lawn shock moment, because she handed me this marble. It looked like one I'd gotten at Pine Lawn, and I was like, did you just get this from Pine Lawn?"
he thought I just walked into Pine Lawn and was just like, hey, give me a marble.
uh, Here's one from Joshua again, real quick. It says, I saw a massive UFO above Clearwater, Florida in the early 90s. I was at a bus stop and it was broad daylight at the bus stop. I showed the other people waiting. They were in awe. Some were in denial and looked, but quickly looked away and said they saw nothing. This was when we had beepers, not cell phones. That's cool. That's a cool story. Clearwater,
Mm-hmm.
Florida. Yeah, there's a lot of locations, a lot of UFOs seen in the Florida area, and especially you get down toward the tip of Florida, you get into that Bermuda Triangle area, you get into some really weird stuff down in that area where a lot of UFO sightings, a lot of reports of even underwater bases of UFOs and alien bases, even in the Bermuda Triangle area. People go missing, ships go missing, planes go missing. I mean, Florida's a hot spot for UFO activity, definitely.
I thought the Bermuda Triangle was going to be a bigger issue than what it is in my life, like a really prominent issue. Because when I was younger, I was like, why are we not solving this? I would look it up on like YouTube and the Bermuda Triangle,
Yeah.
and I'd be watching videos on hours of videos, and I'd be like, what is even happening here? Why are we not getting to the bottom of this, Mom?
Well, maybe that ought to be our next investigation. Maybe we're heading to Florida, guys.
After watching Bermuda Triangle
Go
videos, I was
Bermuda.
deathly afraid of roller coasters, so I would just watch roller coaster POVs for like 6 hours straight.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to. I know I was hooked on Bermuda Triangle too when I was younger. Like Bermuda Triangle, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, all that stuff. You know,
Loch Ness
had book.
Monster.
Yeah, I had books on all that stuff. I was the same way. I was like, I've got to go check this out, investigate it. Like even when I was little, you know, it was like I was trying to like figure these things out.
Mine was figuring out whether Hitler was dead or not. Because
Yeah, that's a good one too.
my grandpa used to tell me, he would be like, yeah, Hitler's in Antarctica in an igloo and hanging out with the penguins. And I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
He's hanging out with penguins.
Could be. I don't know. He may have Santa Claus's pelvic bone. It's not in
I know,
Indianapolis.
that's in Illinois.
Yeah,
Too far,
Hitler
too
probably
far.
has all the pieces of Santa Claus, guys. That's what happened. Hitler got like found Santa Claus's bones, and that's how he escaped.
We need to make like a conspiracy theory book just full of like fake stuff and see how many people like fall for it. I saw this Reddit post about how like I don't even remember completely. It was just absolutely off the wall, and it was just trying to see if people believed it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, the Cyclops and Flight 19, two notorious cases of the Bermuda Triangle. Mike, you saying, yeah, there's some really famous cases that took place down there, you know, in the Bermuda area, and with things that took place. Thanks there, Mikey, for yeah, definitely stuff to research and stuff to look at. Here's Ben. How many experiences with cryptids have you had, Jason? Absolutely zero sightings of Bigfoot for me. Ben, I've never actually seen Bigfoot, or seen any cryptid like creatures that I thought was unusual. Well, more of on the line. If I've seen something weird, it's more along the line of like Native American shamanism type stuff, where I believe it could have been like a shape shifting type animal that went from one form to another, which was weird one night. But I'll get into that on a different show. But nothing I would consider to be cryptid or Bigfoot in like appearance. But I have heard things. I have been in the woods. I mean, I camp. I do wilderness survival. I do all kinds of weird stuff in the woods. I've done it all my life. I've hunted fish, you know, all my life. And I pretty much know nature sounds. And I've been out a couple times where I have heard things I couldn't explain. Heard some type of animal or screech that sounded like some type of Bigfoot, if it was a Bigfoot like creature. I mean, I've heard like thuds on the ground, tree thumps. I've heard crashes that, you know, it's like, my God, what could have caused that? You know, maybe just a normal tree falling in the woods type thing. But I've heard some loud sounds and some weird screeching sounds out at night, more like howling, whooping sounds that I couldn't explain. So I would say, have I heard one maybe, but never seen anything. Good question there.
When we were on Bravetown Bridge, Bridge, cut it out. Sorry, I was throwing stuffed animals on my cat. When we were at Bravetown Bridge, we heard that owl screaming.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It sounded like it was screeching.
Yeah. I think is that the first time you've ever heard a screech owl?
Yes.
Yeah, it scared the heck out of Sophie. We were on Bravetown Bridge, and yeah, it was a screech owl, and they sound like a lady screaming sometimes. I mean, it was creepy sounding. Like, yeah, I think it freaked her out a little.
It was awful. That's when I was like hid behind you, and I was just like, oh God,
yeah,
they're coming to kill me.
Penny, oh, this is interesting. Penny Stevens says, I swear I've seen some kind of cryptic at Bel Air a couple years ago. You need to message us about that, Penny, or give us more. Here's some more information about it right here.
We're on the hunt.
Says it reminded me of a tan greyhound type dog. I don't know if she's being serious. I think she's being serious. So she saw something weird, I guess, over in the Bel Air area. Definitely message us if you think you really did, and tell us the details of that. Maybe we can investigate it or see if anybody else has seen anything like that in the area. We're always up for any type of reports of things like that, guys. We don't just hunt ghosts. I mean, we do Bigfoot hunts, cryptid hunts, UFO stuff, anything paranormal or things that you can't explain, mysteries. We're into any of that type of stuff, and we'll investigate it. If it piques our interest. So we specialize in ghosts and hauntings, but we will investigate other things. Mothman.
I
Go ahead.
when I was like 13, I was really obsessed with this guy named Slender Man that was supposed to be is considered a Wendigo.
Supposed to be
And
considered what?
a Wendigo, I believe it goes. A
Yeah,
Wendigo,
yeah,
Wendigo.
Wendigo. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was this his name, like I said, his name was Slender Man, and he started off as like a it's kind of like a folk tale, but at the same time it got really popular off this website called Creepypasta. And I lived in the middle of nowhere. So I was terrified of seeing Slender Man. I would stay up all night, all hours of the night, because I was scared that Slender Man was going to come into my house, kidnap me, and just like turn me into one of his slave children.
That's a great, yeah, that wouldn't be good. I know what
No,
you're talking about, though. I've kind of watched some of the videos on Slender Man and some of the stuff that like supposedly people will see him and
it's
appear in
scary.
videos and pictures, and yeah,
Yeah.
it is kind of creepy.
Or even there's another legend called Siren Head, where it's literally just this big, tall man that's still like a lot taller than Slender Man, and his head is literally a siren.
Hmm,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that's less believable than Slender Man, but
Right? Yeah. Uh, that's Ben just said weird. My oldest talks about a Slender Man. Well, that's not good.
mm-hmm.
Penny said too, I think she's still talking about the things she's seen. I'm not scared of the paranormal, but that scared me. Yeah, definitely message us details about that, Penny, and where exactly you've seen it at. Like maybe even give us a Google map and pinpoint the location of where you witnessed that, and everything. That's pretty cool. But guys, we're getting close to wrapping this one up. Been on here a little while. I don't like to go like 2 hours. It makes for a long show, but we really got into some cool questions tonight. And we appreciate all you guys tuning in. We had a lot of people from all over tonight. We appreciate, all of our viewers and everyone out there. Um, if you guys like kind of the question and answer segments like this, let us know. Give us a thumbs up right now. Let us know in the comments if you like tonight's show and like, just kind of throwing out random topics and talking about them. We'll do it again here in the near future if you guys like that kind of stuff. So we'll definitely, like to answer you guys and talk with you guys and the fans and what you guys have experienced. And that's what we like to hear too, personal experiences from our fans out there. And that's pretty neat, guys. So, but yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you, Deidre and Karen and everybody watching. Michael, we got a lot of people out there tonight again, but we're going to be going live sometime here soon. We're going, tomorrow night. Sorry, tomorrow night. We're going to be
Tomorrow
going
night.
live. Yeah. Doing the Night of the Witch. So we're going to be visiting locations where witches are rumored to be buried or have some type of paranormal activity. And Sophie's going to be trying to communicate with the witches. We're going to see if we can get any type of intelligent communication at these locations because it is the solstice. It's December 21st tomorrow evening. So we're going to see if we can get any connection at any of those locations. So we're going to do like multiple parts tomorrow night, guys. So we're going to be going live, probably 4 or 5 different places. So it'll be 4 or 5 different lives throughout the night, but it'll be part of our series, the Night of the Witch. And hopefully something will happen tomorrow night. So we'll see you guys all. We'll probably start out early. Jen's asking what time. And in all reality, we may be going live at the first location as early as like 5:15 or 5:30 p.m. Somewhere in there. So because we got a lot of locations to hit, we got a lot of places we're going to be traveling several hours away actually to do this at some of the locations we're going to hit. So definitely tune in tomorrow night for our Night of the Witch paranormal investigations. And our next live talk show will be January the 3rd, and that will be our New Year's show where we'll be recapping everything that happened to us in 2021, all our cool investigations, all the drama, all the ghosts, all the hauntings. It's going to be a good night. So definitely join in, get your popcorn for that one.
Real quick, do you ever think ghosts have drama? You ever
think
think
that
ghosts have drama among themselves? Like what I was talking about at Redford Cemetery. Remember how we set the recorder down to get the EVPs? We're like, come on, come to this grave, and like, we set the ghost box down too, and nothing was happening. And I just thought, what if they were just like, man, that's Kevin. We don't want to go near Kevin. Kevin. And they were just like, they were all just mad that we were even thinking about going to that grave. There's just like a bunch of
there,
ghost drama going on, a bunch of
there
ghost
could
beef, and
be. I
everybody
hope
hates
not,
Kevin.
because like I don't like drama here. That's probably you're probably right there. There's probably a lot of ghost drama going on. They're probably mad because we're over talking to somebody else. It's like, come talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say
It's
there's a
like
lot of.
being like I don't know, the only like girl in like a group of very like what I'm saying, like very very like in like a room full of men. You know what I'm saying? It's just like being the only girl, and they're like all just like they haven't seen daylight in hours, and they're just like.
Yeah, yeah, could be. I don't know, but yeah, there could be ghosts or drama in the ghost world. I don't know. It's a good theory there, but we'll definitely see what happens tomorrow night, and we'll keep you guys updated and let you know on the next talk show. So definitely, guys, tune in for tomorrow night's investigation. Everybody have a happy holidays out there and a safe New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
And be careful out there, guys. We'll see you on the next show. Bye.
Have a good night.